Other interesting political news, you have Kamala Harris make weed legal post. Well, it backfires epically, as many of the things she does tends to happen. Now, this comes straight from the horse's donkey's mouth, rather, and it's, well, probably more accurately her intern, but nevertheless, it's from her social media profile on X, which she says, quote, and she wasn't laughing, apparently. I can't help but read this and hear her menacing, cackling Joker laugh, because she says, and there's, I don't know what you call it, there's text before the picture, which it's not really a picture, it's just green, well, I guess it makes sense, green background and then white font, but she says, no one should go to jail for smoking weed. And then it says, Kamala Harris will legalize recreational marijuana, breaking down unjust barriers that hold black men and other Americans back, and making sure black Americans have opportunities to succeed as the marketplace takes shape. Now, one of the most mentally vacuous things about this is, as Norm would say, the hypocrisy, which, yeah, that's the worst Norm impression since the 1990s, but nevertheless, it was made, the attempt was made. I say that because she probably jailed thousands of men in California for doing this, which, again, that's the law. Okay. But she then went on a podcast, laughed, and admitted, oh, yeah, I did weed. So she's putting men in jail for doing it, and yet she herself was enjoying the devil's lettuce, as some might say, which, I mean, the face of hypocrisy can't get more clear than Kamala Harris. Like, ridiculous. And also pretty rudimentary, kind of cliche, like, what do you call it, shill or pandering. They have this argument every 4 years of the election. They go, oh, yeah, we're going to legalize marijuana, which, I mean, I don't see much. Granted, that's not my thing. And I understand some adults and a lot of my libertarian friends will say it should all be legal. I don't, when you look at states that have done it and kind of impact on the community, I would argue that it's probably done more harm than good overall. But it's one of those things where Kamala Harris, you yourself did this, and now you're just saying, oh, yeah, now it's going to be legal. And also, it's just, yeah, we'll see in our lifetime if it ever happens, but it seems to be the same cliche every 4 years. Oh, yeah, we're going to do this for you. Yeah. Now, going back, let's see how viral it went. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all the comments were saying, great job, you go, Kamala. You're from a middle-class family. Not really, but going down, we see that got 3.3 million views. This is one of her most popular social media posts this month. This, as youth might say, is going viral. As perhaps more viral than some of the toxic ingredients they put into some of these aftermarket blunts, but I partially digress. One of the first comments comes from AKA saying, quote, you sent a ton of people to prison for smoking weed, though, getting 3.3 thousand likes. True. Valentina Gomez says you locked up thousands of black people for marijuana offenses, getting 3.9 thousand likes. Cloud World says, is this a joke? Weren't you the one locking people up for weed not that long ago? Now you're trying to act like you care. Getting 6.4 thousand likes. Conan Operator, also known as Brandon Herrera. Oh, no. Huh? Oh, it was. Yeah, it's Brandon Herrera. Did he change that? Oh, here's the AK guy on the X Twitter. Am I wrong with that? Here's the picture load for him. Yeah, I think it is Brandon Herrera. No? No, that's wrong. My bad. Nevertheless, a fellow proud Texan, so he's so awesome. He says, quote, you literally locked up countless black men on marijuana violations. They got 9.4 thousand likes. You also have an account by the name of Kamala, HQ Lies, which, I mean, that's got to be a demanding job. There's a lot of things you need to correct. Now, they say, quote, classic Kamala, flipping a position for votes. What can you trust her is her record? Kamala oversaw almost 2,000 convictions of weed-related crimes. Here's the truth about her record on weed. Which, and it's only 30 seconds long, but we'll go ahead and we'll play it here.
Oh, cannabis?
Your views on cannabis?
I just feel strongly people should not be going to jail for smoking weed. And we know historically what that has meant and who has gone to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I just think we have come to a point where we have to understand that we need to legalize it and stop criminalizing this behavior. And so, and I've actually, this is not a new position for me. I have felt for a long time we need to legalize it. So that's where I am on that.
I love it.
Okay.
But you arrested thousands of that while you yourself did it. Ridiculous. Let's see. We do have a contrarian statement. Someone by the name of, I don't know how mentally vacuous this is. Her name is Thank You Joe Biden. Is this someone who bailed out with the student loans illegally? So her name, I mean, I guess I appreciate her name is pretty self-explanatory. You know exactly where she stands on. I don't know why. Do all these people have the same cliche copy-paste description? She's a livid introvert, Democrat fan, creative INFJ, an animal. They all say this stuff. Animal advocate, forgotten Gen Xer. There's no plan B. Why do they all have the same description? It's a blue checkmark account, so they're paying for it. That's authorized or verified, whatever. She did get 36 likes. And she has a picture of Joe Biden with the pixelated glasses. Says, "Dank Dark Brandon." It says, "Baden Conduct." Perhaps she was inebriated when she typed this out, because it makes basically no sense. But got 35 likes. Cat Turd has an AI picture generated of Kamala, and she's cackling, of course. And she has a sign that says, "No votes, no brains," getting 500, wow, went up before our eyes, 592 likes, which, oh yeah, she got no votes. It just kind of wheeled her in. But remember, people on the right are the threat to democracy, we're told. Scrolling down more and more. The rabbit hole has a picture of the Hulk standing above some guy in the Avengers DC universe. Kidding, I know those are rival comic strips. Now it says the Hulk is apparently Kamala Harris. The guy sitting on the bench is black people, and it's Kamala Harris giving them weed. Got 202 likes. Sarah Rose says, "You jailed more black men in history for smoking weed, you dumbass. You're a horrendous prosecutor," getting 8.8 thousand likes. Oh, this is a classic. We'll play this clip. It's from Sean Harris. It says, "You jailed people back in California for smoking weed, or 1,500 people in jail." But this is Tulsi Gabbard roasting her during the DNC primary all those years ago. Back when they had primaries.
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Roasted. That's why she couldn't even get 1% during those primaries back in the day when Democrats actually had primaries. Which, yeah. Exceptional debate work, Tulsi. That got 8.6 thousand likes. TBH says, "All black people don't smoke weed. Other races smoke weed too. I don't think you understand how insulting this post is." Precisely. I added the precisely part. That got 2.6 thousand likes. Let's see here. There's a tweet from Kamala Harris from 2012, apparently a screenshot from Vance Murphy saying, "This you." And the tweet from Kamala Harris says, Mountain and Valley marijuana investigation team arrests 5 people involved in large-scale indoor marijuana." They got 1.5 thousand likes. Let's see. So there's 1 or 2 contrarian statements, but overall, I mean, let's see here. It's pretty much roasting her viciously for being a hypocrite. A lot of people saying she's fake. And again, this is the same pandering they do every 4 years. Which, again, I debate how much real... I mean, well, let's see. I'll do one more comic. Joey Caesar Salads simply says, "Are you mentally vacuous?" Getting 261 likes. Let's see. AG, we'll do one more post, sorry. So the New York Post says, there's a tweet that was retweeted by AG saying, "This is awkward." The New York Post said, quote, "Kamala Harris urges black men to vote for her to legalize weed despite convicting 1,900 as the district attorney." Getting 23 likes, which, yeah, this isn't helping her. Someone actually made this compilation, was it last year? Where it's a picture, I forget what you call it, but is it a mosaic? So it's a picture made up of thousands of individual pictures, and it's the picture of all the men she arrested. And yeah, that got 20 likes, which, yeah, at least is, in terms of modern art, kind of impressive. That's always interested me. So, I mean, one of those things where libertarian candidates usually get a lot of traction in terms of, legalizing drugs. A lot of them really, they believe in, the government having absolutely no intervention. And they have that policy, they talk about every 4 years and try to get some traction. But yeah, for someone to flip this much, again, well, firstly, I'm not sure if anyone really believes her. Secondly, I think one of the things where a lot of Republicans actually critiqued her for, putting those guys in jail for breaking the law, which they shouldn't. Republicans are supposedly, part of law and order. I don't really critique her too much for that. That was her job. She's supposed to be keeping men beyond how long they're supposed to be in jail for free labor or discounted labor. That's morally vacuous, disgusting. And the fact that she had the audacity to just, when someone asked about her, again, her response to someone asking her about those jailing of individuals for enjoying the devil's lettuce was her to just laugh derisively and imply that she did it herself. And that's F- for politics, but it's also immoral, hypocritical, which I think a lot of people, as we see in the comments here, are pointing that out. So, and it's one of those, I don't see this helping her out in the polls at all. And this isn't like a biased sample size in terms of not reading this from someone who's critiquing her, who the audience will be more likely to be, on her side or on their side rather. This is straight from her post on X Twitter. In the U.S., it's about 50-50 split Republican versus Democrat, and yeah, overwhelming majority of the comments are all negative. And granted, we can read the comments. I mean, what, 9.5 thousand comments in total? So granted, I'm sure there's some more positive ones. We kind of read the top of them. But yeah, I've never seen, I mean, this wasn't as bad as a Chris Christie tweet where, truth be told, he had 2 times where he tweeted something and literally there wasn't a single positive response. It was that negative, which is almost statistically impossible because I thought Chris Christie had a couple friends and family and even campaign staff when he was running for the Republican nominee. But yeah, wasn't that quite as bad as a ratio, but pretty bad for Kamala Harris. And I don't see how this is going to make her life any better. I don't see it moving, the polls in her direction or getting anyone to vote for her because of this. I think no one believes platitudes anymore. They've said this for decades. But let me know in the comments. Do you think she would actually make it legal? And then would they have a pathway for people to get out of prison early? Because would the law be retroactive in terms of having legal people in prison? Because, well, granted, those are mostly distributors. But would they be plead down more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.